guys, welcome back. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well and keeping safe. I'm doing some midnight cooking only because today I had to be at the hospital. I think from my last vlog you would have seen I've had to go to the hospital for a relative of mine, but I'm doing some cow feet stew. Now guys, some people will put, go, ooh, I won't eat that and I won't eat this. We all have our sort of culinary dishes that we eat, in different sort of cultures. Like I wouldn't eat monkey. I hear sometimes some people eat monkey, lizard, snake. The only thing, I mean, I'm willing to try everything, but there is definitely a limit. But cow feet is definitely a Caribbean thing. I think Filipinos as well do dishes with this as well. But I mean, you got people eating pork belly, all sorts of things. Liver, you're eating an animal's liver. Don't knock it until you tried it. You may say something different. So, and on this channel, I like to cook everything from, Chinese, Indian, English, Caribbean. I obviously put my own twist on it, and I really just want to bring everything to my channel. And obviously it's a lifestyle channel. I love cooking. I'm actually in the process of trying to do my own pepper sauce and seasoning. Maybe one day I'll make it a household name. I don't know. But let me show you. I've started to season. I've seasoned the meat from this morning. I just put, thyme, garlic, onions. Obviously, wash your meat. Always wash the meat. Like, just don't put in your pan like that. Wash your meat with some lime or some vinegar. I don't know. It's just a habit I've had from young, just to wash your meat before we start seasoning it, because you just don't know how many hands have been on it before you've got it in your kitchen. And I put a bit of curry and all the rest of it. I'm going to cook it in the pressure cooker, because you want it soft and all the rest of it. And I'll show you the process of my sort of midnight cooking. My partner finishes, he probably gets in about 1:30. He's a bus driver and he's doing a late shift, so he'll be in late, and I want the food nice and warm for when he gets in. He works so hard, so I want to make sure that he gets something decent before he gets in. Right, so should we start cooking this cow's feet, so you can see how it's all done? Trust me, it is tasty. I mean, it depending on who's cooking it, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's something different for you guys to have a look at. I mean, if you're from the Caribbean, this is nothing new. If you're an English person, then it probably is something new. Some other cultures, it might not be. But let me get on with this. Let me stop rambling, all right? Let's get on with this vlog. So you can see that I've seasoned it up, and I put my sort of own take on my pepper sauce on it. We're going to get the pressure cooker out and start getting the oil hot. So you can see I put the oil in. I'm going to make that go hot. Just going to throw a few bits of garlic into the pot to flavour the oil. We always put oil first just to brown the meat off a bit, to give it a bit of colour and sort of ingrain all those sort of seasonings and stuff in there. We just do a lot of that. So we're going to let that heat up for a while, guys. Right, guys, so I have the oil on the fire ready to put this in. I put a few bits of garlic in the pot, as you would have seen. Put the meat in now just to get a bit of colour and let all those flavours ingrain into the meat. And, just bring a little colour to it. Nobody wants to be eating pale meat. It's just not appetizing to the eyes, is it? So I'm going to give this a good stir around in the oil, the hot oil, and let it do its thing. I'm going to cover it down because we're pressuring it. We're going to pressure it for at least 20 minutes. Right, so that has been going for about 20 minutes, and we're going to give another stir to the pot. You got to keep stirring it every now and again, because cow feet can be quite sticky, and because it's got a lot of flesh, it sticks quite a lot. I'm adding water to it now because it's been going now for about 10-15 minutes, and we're going to put the pressure on now, let the flavors marinate into that. We don't need a lot of water because we're making stew, not soup. Okay, so let's cover it down. Now, mind you, really got to put it down properly because you wouldn't like this to pop in your kitchen. And we put our little knob on there so it really pressures this meat down. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna be cutting some potatoes and some carrots. I always have potatoes in the fridge, and I always have carrots. I always have the staple stuff because you can put them with anything and make a quick meal, you know, roast potatoes, stews, soup, you know. We would have put bananas and some, you know, dasheen and stuff like that, but because my partner's coming in late, I just kind of want to keep it light, well, light as it can be, without putting all the heavy starchy food in there like yams, potatoes, bananas. Well, we're going to put potatoes, bananas, those sort of things into the pot. I've got the water there just to put my potatoes and carrots in there because I don't want it to be discolored, and also to clean what I've just peeled, just run it underneath the water after I've done all this, just to keep, because they go a bit of a funny color if you leave them too long. Peel them and just sort of leave them. But because I like to prepare all this before I put everything into my pot, I just have a bowl of water there and put them in there until I'm ready to put them underneath the tap and give them a good washing. Right, now I'm going to make some dumplings, and we use plain flour for boiled dumplings. And so, no, yeah, for dumplings, boiled dumplings, sorry about that. And also, I'm going to add a little seasoned salt to the flour just to give it a bit of flavor. Now you could have cornmeal dumplings, coconut dumplings, but I'm just doing plain dumplings today. Certain foods require different sort of dumplings, and I'm just doing plain dumplings today. Now the trick is to keep kneading, and if it's too sticky, what you do, you just add a little bit more flour just so it's not so sticky on your hands. My mother always used to say, if your hands got loads of flour after you've done kneading dumplings, you haven't kneaded the dumplings right. I don't know how true that is, but I'm pretty good at kneading dumpling. My hands are pretty clean. It's not so much flour left on my hands, you know, but you just keep kneading. You have to have some muscles in your arms to be doing this kneading business. Can you see, just kneading everything in, making sure the flour's, you know, it's a bit sticky, so I'm gonna add a bit more, just a little bit more plain flour to it, and, you know, make sure that's all kneaded properly. You got to really give it a good kneading. Nearly there. We are nearly there with kneading. Not long to go now. Finally, we're all done, so we're just going to let that rest until I knead it not too far Now, leave that there. Let's check on the pot and see how that's doing. Now, when you are taking your pressure cooker off, make sure all the air is gone from this before you open it. Right, so there we are. It's all softened up nicely. There we go. Just give it a good stir. Might have to add, no, I think we might have a little, maybe, let's see, because we still got to add the potatoes and stuff to it, but maybe I'll give it another 2 minutes because it's not as soft. Some people like it hard. I don't like it hard. Right, that's perfect. I'm going to add some onions, and you guys know I love red onions, but you add whatever onions you like, shallots, whatever you like, whatever to your taste. We're going to add the potatoes and the carrots and let that go for another 5 minutes or so. Let's have a check on this. Let's have a look. Yep, okie doke. Right, so now we are going to need sections of the dumplings. We're just going to roll it into big spinners and just place it in the pot. I usually bury it underneath so it sort of cooks properly and all the rest of it with all the stew juice there. Just going to do a couple of those. There we go. I know I put in a long shape and put a little bit of a dent in the middle, just the way I do it. I don't know, I've done it for years. But obviously you make your dumplings however is comfortable to you. Now I'm going to just bury the dumplings underneath the food to cook properly, and probably give this another whiz on the dumplings. Don't take long to cook. They take about not even 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, let's say, the maximum. Is under a very high heat, so they shouldn't take long. It's only flour, but just make sure, taste one before you sort of turn the fire off. So yeah, I buried all those dumplings underneath there. Let that go for another 5 minutes, and at the very last second I'm gonna add some okras, frozen okras. I always have them in the freezer, the fresh ones, because they go off a lot, and you can get this from your local Asian shop, and they have them frozen, and it tastes just like they were just cut freshly. So we're just going to put some okras on top of that, and we are done. I think we're done here, and here is the finished result. What do you think, guys? I can tell you that it tastes gorgeous. Try it, you know, don't knock it until you try it.